Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the confirmed prices for the 40k Christmas Battle Forces, and we'll look at the UK, US, Canadian, Australian, Japan, all sorts. We'll go through all the different currencies in this video. I've done a similar video already for the Age of Sigmar Battle Force boxes if you'd like to check that out, but let's get back to 40k. So we'll work through each box set, go through the prices, and I'll do it from the lowest point value ending with the highest point value box set. Let's start with the Raven Strike Battle Force. This is the Raven Guard box. Now the points value in here is 630 points. The lowest point value with 17 miniatures included. And in UK pounds it's 130, US dollars 210, euros 170, Australian dollars 350, Canadian dollars 260, and Japanese yen 30,500. These prices are going to be the same for all the boxes, but we'll work through the different points just to give you a good idea of the value and just how much you're going to get for your money, because these are a great way to start a new army. But not sure if this Raven Guard is the best way to go if you're looking at that. With the models included, having those two tactical war suits in there is a bit much really, and also the Reavers aren't a great choice too. But otherwise, as far as the models go, Rule of Cool is pretty good. Kayvan Shrike, excellent. Phobos, Librarian, brilliant. And those Eliminators, some of my favourite models out of all of 40k, and so fun to play on the battlefield. For 75 points, taking those 3 Las Fusel options is just fantastic. So yeah, as far as the models go, I think this is a really great way to get some 40k models. If you like Phobos, you like deploying forward on the battlefield, then having those war suits is going to be great as well. But as an army that works together well and plays along with the Raven Guard, these just aren't quite the selection I think we'd be looking for. Next up is the Bastion Strike Force for the Imperial Fists. My favourite of the Space Marines. This is the army I play, and the one I'll be focusing on now as I grow it from about 1400 points upwards. You can see here that the prices are all the same for all the different countries. Points value a little bit higher at 675, but not quite near enough for that 1000 for my liking, especially when you compare it to the other boxes later on. But again, as far as the models go, brilliant looking models. We've got the Aggressors, we've got 15 Heavy Intercessors, which is just fantastic. They're so awesome. I haven't got any yet. I really want to add some to my army. 15's a little bit too many for me though, although I might be tempted to if Tor Garadon wasn't included in this set, because I've got him already. Yeah, I'm not going to go there, but otherwise I might have been tempted to do this, especially if I want to play bigger 2,000-3,000 point games. Having 15 Heavy Intercessors would be pretty fun, I think. But this also comes with those transfer sheets and the Imperial Fist upgrades. You're going to get 2 packs, so that's great. You're going to get lots of decals there to put on your models. So really nice box. A good way to start Imperial Fists. I think it could be, but having 15 intercessors or heavy intercessors is quite a lot, and there's not much variety there. So that would get quite boring quite quickly, although it could be good for the new 500 point games that we're going to see being played in the new boarding action rules for Arcs of Omen. But still, I would have liked to have a little bit more variety here with the units, but maybe a good place to get started. Right, now we're on to the Elimination Maniple, and this is 740 points of Adeptus Mechanicus. Again, the same price. Very surprised that they weren't different, actually. I thought those first 2 Space Marine chapters were going to be priced differently, and then we'd see more chapters coming out for the other chapters, obviously. But yeah, same price, 130, so there we go. I'm not a huge fan of this faction, and certainly not the models here. The Breaches are probably my least favourite out of 40k, or down at the bottom for sure. I do like those robots though. I think they look awesome. I wouldn't mind having some of those just to play in some other games that, you know, not Warhammer games, but they just look great. But I think if you're into the Adeptus Mechanicus, a good way to start. I don't know, if you like the models, obviously, then yeah, it'd be great. But for me, I think doubling up on units, that's really let some of these sets down, especially when they look like the Breaches. But there we are, that's the Adeptus Mechanicus. And next we've got the Adeptus Sororitas. Same prices again, but points value now, we're looking at 915 points included in this Sanctorum Guard box set. This army is led by the awesome Morven Varl. What a model to fight against. Super tough, really hard to take out, and yeah, it just brings so much to the table. Again, they're doubling up on 2 of the units though, which might not be the best ones, although they are pretty strong. Those Paragon Warsuits, they can do some damage too. They're not messing about. Having 2 lots is, you know, why not? I guess if you like that kind of thing, it could be a good set. But for me, again, this faction isn't one of my favourites, so hard for me really to get too excited about this one. Next up is the Death Guard, 944 points, called Council of the Death Lord. And this is great. Once you start getting close to 1,000 points, you know, getting these box sets so cheap is really worth it to start an army. You're going to get Mortarion, you're going to get 2 sets of Plague Marines, and on top of that, a set of 5 Blight Lord Terminators. So this is a pretty solid start. If you're looking at Death Guard as your army, and a good one to start in 2023, then I think this is a really good way to go about it. You'd have that big centerpiece model, which is just fantastic, and then you'd have some really solid units, and then add some Poxwalkers. Got to get the iconic Poxwalkers in there. A few vehicles, you'd be good to go and hitting 2,000 points in no time. Now in 5th place in the points department is the Imperial Knights Chainbreaker Lance box set, 1,040 points. Now we're getting over that 1,000 point limit. This is a really good one to go with. You've got an army to play straight out of the box there. Everything you need to get started, and not many units, so learning them is going to be pretty easy. And you can also build these as an Imperium army or a Chaos army, so you've got that option with the sets that are included there too. So that's a really good bonus for this box. And on top of that, you can even add them to armies that allow you to take knights. So if you want to bulk up an army you've already got, get it up to 3,000 points quite quickly, this could be a good way to do that. In 6th place is Court of the Crimson King, 1,000 Suns, now 1,120 points, well over that 1,000 mark, and this is very similar to the Death Guard for me. I think this is a fantastic way to start a 1,000 Suns army. If I was going to do it, these are probably the units I would want to pick anyway, so this was quite tempting, but yeah, I didn't go for it in the end. I went for Age of Sigmar, Stormcast Eternals. I love that box with the dragons, but this was, yeah, very tempting. You've got the main man, Magnus the Red there. You've got the box of 3 Exalted Sorcerers, which I think is really cool. Some great options there with models you can build. And then 2 sets of the Rubric Marines, so well over 1,000 points. Perfect way to start 1,000 Suns, and then you've got all different options to what you can add to that, whether you want some Terminators, whether you want Zangors to hold those objectives in the back line. You just got tons of options to build from this, and I think this really is well put together. Now we're on to the top spot. Number 1 for points at 1,295 points is the Adeptus Custodes Watchers of the Gate, and another box set that's been put together really well. Price-wise, it's exactly the same as all the others, with almost twice as many points as the lowest Raven Guard. So this is another great way to start an army. You've just got so much going on here. You're going to get 6 units all together, tons of points, and then building on this isn't going to be too hard. You're certainly going to want to add a dreadnought of some kind to this for sure, just to give you a bit of extra oomph in there. Maybe some vehicles, some more of those praetors. Perhaps you only get 3 praetors. Perhaps to get up to 2,000, another 3 would be good to zip around and do some damage while you're at it, getting those objectives and taking the enemy down. The leader of the army is Captain General Trajan Valoris. Awesome looking model. It looks really great on the table. So menacing. Huge actually when you compare it to some other army models. And then you've got the Alaris Custodians as well. You've got a set of 3 of those. They're not messing about. And then the bulk of the army is going to be 3 squads of Custodian Guards. And you're going to get 5 in each squad. So for me, this is a really great way to get going. You've got a lot of points, you've got a solid army. I think to learn to play with these would be a really good way to do it, because you're going to get confident in the dice rolling, because, you know, hitting on 2s and wounding on 2s most of the time is fantastic. And yeah, you're going to get some good vibes from playing this for sure. Whether it gets boring after a little while, I don't know. If you like being tough, moving up slow and having that power and toughness, then it's a good way to go. But I really think the 1,000 Suns would be an interesting one to learn, just because of all the psychic shenanigans they can get up to. And I think you've got so many options, and getting as many sorcerers as you can into your army would really make it fun and a good learning experience too. So there we go, that's the prices for all 8 Battle Force boxes for Warhammer 40k for Christmas 2022. What a difference in points. Actually, looking at it here, this one is twice as many points and more as that Raven Guards. That's why I thought the prices might be different. So yeah, surprised they're all the same, but they are. So if we get some good discounts on top of these, as we've seen with the Battle Force box sets for Age of Sigmar, then you could get these for some great prices. And over at Wayland Games at the moment, you can see that the Age of Sigmar boxes that are still available there to pre-order, they're going for as low as £103.38, which is really good. I mean, this is the one I'm getting, the Stormcast Eternals. I'm really excited to start playing these in the new year at our local club, the Little Shop DVD and Games in Liskeard. We'll be playing an Age of Sigmar Path to Glory, so I'm really excited to use these as my main army. Didn't expect to. I was going to go Gloomspike Gits with what I've already got built and painted, but when I saw these dragons and the units included, I couldn't resist. So this is the one I'm getting. But with these prices for 40k, and you start going for the ones that have got over 1,000 points in them. What a brilliant way to start an army. Add to that a combat patrol and you're soon creeping up to 2,000 points for under £200, which has to be the best way to build a decent sized army for the best value. I'll put a link down below to Wayland Games where you can make these savings. It's an affiliate link, doesn't cost you anything extra, but I get a small commission for every sale made, so that really helps to support the channel and keep me going with these daily videos. So if you do decide to click that link and have a look, thanks so much for that support. I hope you enjoyed the video and now you've got a great idea of how much you're going to pay for these in your country and how many points you're going to get for your money. So if you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and don't forget to hit that notification bell too to join me here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Game. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.